everyone, myself Bhautik Trivedi, working as an assistant professor in IT ICT department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I will explain you the concept of the whatever the remaining block cipher mode of operation and multiple encryption in security subject. So here you know the concept of block cipher mode of operation. First one, that is the ECB. Second one, that is the CBC, and third one, that is the CFB. So electronic code book. Second one, that is the cipher block chaining, and third one, that is the cipher feedback mode. So here in today's session, the important thing, one, that is the OFB, that is the output feedback mode, and another one, that is the CTR, that is the counter mode. And after that, three important points in this particular chapter. One, that is the double DES, another one, that is the triple DES, and another one, that is the meet in the middle attack. So let's start with the concept of output feedback mode. So whenever you talk about the concept of the output feedback mode, so at that time, one important parameter that is the part of this, that is known as a nonce. What is the meaning of nonce here? Nonce means that is a one kind of random value. That is a time varying value that is a negligible chance to repeat. And there's a one kind of random value, and that is every time generated a new value. That's why that is known as a random value. In this, that is the timestamp, or that is a sequence number, or some combination of this. That is the part of the nonce. After that, because already you know the concept of CFB. So first of all, output feedback mode that supported the same structure like CFB. But what is the difference? The difference is that for particular OFB, the output of the encryption function is directly providing to the input for encrypting the next block of plain text. In case of OFB, must remember one thing. In OFB, the output of the encrypting function is directly passed to the next block. But in case of CFB, the output of the XOR unit is fed back to become the input of the encrypting the next block. That is the difference. What is the another difference? The another difference is that the OFB mode operates on full block of plain text. But in case of the CFB, that operates on a S bit subset, because already you know out of the B bits I directly selecting the S bits, and then after I operate on S bits. That is the case of the cipher feedback mode. But in case of the OFB, it directly operates on a full block of plain text and cipher text. So that's the introduction about the concept of the OFB. After that, talk about the OFB encryption as well as the OFB decryption. So let's start with the concept of OFB encryption. Here you just see. First one, that is the nonce. Nonce means what? Nonce means any random value or any random number or any timestamp or any combination that can be considering as a nonce. After that, K, that is the key, encryption function. Then after whatever the output, that is directly XOR with the P1, that is the plain text block, and whatever you generate, that is known as a cipher text block. This is regarding the block number 1. So whenever you operate with the block number 1, at that time in place of initialization vector, you take the nonce in OFB. In CFB, you directly pass to the whatever the output of C1 is directly passed to this next block. But in case of OFB, here you just see the output of the encryption function is directly passed to the next block as an input. So here you just see what is the difference between CFB and OFB. In CFB, ciphertext is passed as an input to the next block. But in case of this output, the encryption function output is directly passed as an input to the next block. So this is the way you can calculate for the block by block. So this is regarding the case of OFB encryption. What about the OFB decryption? This particular procedure remain as it is, using the concept of nonce, using the concept of encryption algorithm, using the concept of key. Ciphertext is there, XOR with the output, generating a plain text block P1. Output is directly passed to the next block. Second output is directly passed to the next block number 3. This particular procedure repeat up to the last. So this is the way for the OFB encryption and OFB decryption. After that, each bit in the ciphertext is totally independent of the previous bit or bits, that is the most important fundamentals behind the output feedback mode. So this particular thing avoid the error propagation, and pre-compute of forward cipher is possible in case of output feedback mode. So what's the formula behind the OFB? So here you just see, first of all you take I1 is equal to nonce. After that ij is equal to previous output. So that can be considering as ij is equal to O of j minus 1. And all of you know j is start from 2 up to the n. How I calculate the O of j? So that is the encryption with the key and input. How I calculate the ciphertext? That is the plain text XOR output. And how I calculate the last bit ciphertext? So this is the formula for that. This is for the encryption. Same procedure for the decryption. So that's about the concept of the OFB. The must remember one thing. What is the main difference? Again I repeat the difference. In CFB, using the previous stage ciphertext as an input to the next block, but in case of OFB, using previous stage output is directly passed to the input of the next block. That is the difference. So that's about the concept of the OFB. After that, another last important mode, that is known as a counter mode. So why we use the counter mode in block cipher mode of operation? The main logic is that counter mode is generally used for the ATM, network security, IP security. Counter, what is the value of counter here? The value of counter means the counter equal to the plain text block size. Counter value must be different for each plain text block that is encrypted. The counter is initialization to some value, and every time that is incremented by 1 for each particular subsequent block. That's the logic for this particular counter mode. After that, what's the diagram behind that? So the main diagram behind that, in place of every time you put the counter 1, counter 2, counter n, again that whatever the counter value that is directly passed to the encryption using the key, whatever the output, this particular output is XOR with the plain text block and generating a ciphertext. This is for the block 1, then after for the block 2, then after for the block n. This particular procedure repeated for the counter encryption. Same procedure repeated for the counter decryption. Again counter 1, counter 2 up to the counter n. Again you pass to the encryption C1, whatever the output that is directly XOR with the ciphertext and generating a plain text. This particular procedure repeated for each and every particular counter. So how I make the formula for that? Here you just see C of j is equal to P of j XOR encryption of k comma t. T means that is the counter value, and this is for the last one, and this particular procedure for the decryption also. So in place of the ciphertext, at that time you are generating a plain text. So that's all about the concept of the block cipher mode of operation. Again I repeat the name. First one, that is the ECB. Second one, that is the CBC. Third one, that is the CFB. Fourth one, that is the OFB. Fifth one, that is the counter mode. What's the advantages of this counter mode? First one, only the encryption algorithm is needed. Second one, random access to particular encrypted data block. Block can be processed in parallel. That is the most important advantage of the counter mode. That is simple, fast encryption decryption technique. Counter must be unknown and unpredictable. So pseudo randomness in the key stream is the important goal for that. So these all are the advantages of the counter mode. After that, summary of all the modes within a one particular statements. First one, that is the ECB. Already you know, that is the block cipher. CBC, that is a block cipher. CFB, that supported the stream cipher. OFB, that supported the stream cipher. And CTR, that supported the stream cipher. Already you know the difference, CFB and OFB. In CFB, each S-bit block is XOR with the S-bit key, which is a part of the previous cipher text. But in case of the OFB, same as a CFB, but shift register is updated by the previous S-bit key. So that is about the concept of the block cipher mode of operation. After that, multiple encryption. How I apply the multiple encryption? So multiple encryption, so at that time using the concept of the DES, using the concept of the AES, but here multiple encryption with DES and multiple keys. So that's why the two important concepts that is the part of this particular chapter, one that is the double DES and one that is the triple DES. So let's start with the concept of the double DES. Here you just see the diagram. One plain text is there, one encryption algorithm is there, one K1 is there. So whatever you generate, that can be considering as a X. So what's the formula behind the X? X is equal to E K1 comma P. Again I apply the encryption because that is the double DES. So whatever the output, again you apply the encryption with the K2, and whatever you generate, that is known as a C, that is the ciphertext. So what's the formula behind the ciphertext? C is equal to E in bracket K2 comma E K1 comma P. So that is about the double DES encryption. How I operate with the double DES decryption? So how I generate the plain text? So again you know, D K2 comma C. After that again you apply the decryption on that K1. So what's the final formula behind this? P is equal to D in bracket K1 comma D K2 comma C. So that is the double DES decryption. So that's all about the concept of the double DES. Two important points remaining in this particular topic. One, that is the meet in the middle attack, and one, that is the triple DES. So let's start with the meet in the middle attack. Meet in the middle attack means encryption from one end, decryption from other end. So suppose cryptanalyst knows the plain text as corresponding ciphertext. So your aim for the meet in the middle attack is to obtain the values of K1 and K2. How? You just see the diagram. This is the concept. For all possible values of key K1, the cryptanalyst would encrypt the P by performing E K1 comma P. So this is the K1, this is the variation of the K1, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Then after the P, that is the plain text, passed to the encryption algorithm and generating a different cipher text. This is for the encryption operation from the cryptanalyst side. Next one. What about the decryption side? So cryptanalyst decrypt the particular known ciphertext with all possible values of the K2. In each case, cryptanalyst will compare the resulting value with all the values in a table of ciphertext. If both values compare, then you directly say that that's the perfect one. So here you just see again the option of the K2. Again, the ciphertext block is there. You pass to the decryption algorithm, and whatever you generate, you directly compare with in a lookup table. So this is known as a concept of meet in the middle attack. Must remember one thing: encryption from one side, decryption from one side. In a meet in the middle point, you directly compare both the values. That's the logic of the meet in the middle attack. And the last point for this particular session, triple DES. What is the meaning of triple DES? So triple DES supported two operations: triple DES with 2 key and triple DES with 3 key. So here you just see one example here, that is with the 2 key only. Plain text is there. In triple DES, how I operate this? Encryption, decryption, encryption. For the decryption side, how I operate this? Decryption, encryption, decryption. So here you just see P, that is the plain text, passed to the encryption algorithm with the concept of K1. Whatever the output that passed to the decryption algorithm with the K2. Whatever the output that passed to the encryption algorithm with the K1. So this is the concept for the triple DES with the 2 key. So how I operate with the final formula? C is equal to E K1 comma D K2 comma E K1P. How I operate for the decryption side? P is equal to D K1 comma E K2 comma D K2 comma K1 comma C. So this is for the triple DES with 2 key. If this particular question asked in a triple DES with 3 key, so at that time your final answer K1, K2, K3, K3, K2, K1. But in case of triple DES with 2 key, your final answer K1, K2, K1, K1, K2, K1. So that's all about the concept of the triple DES. So in today's session, mainly start with the first output feedback mode, then after the counter mode, after that 3 important concepts, double DES, triple DES and meet in the middle attack. Thank you for watching.